Miko here, and I'm editing this video. Really sick. I have like a fever of like 103 degrees. So if you notice any weird like bits in this video, that's why, because I'm struggling. I'm on the struggle bus.
Hello, my gays, theys, and heterosexual bays. My name is Corrupted Coffee, aka Miko, and today we are going to be reacting to something I've actually been wanting to talk about for quite a while. So, we'll do that. But we have a new setup, and I've been streaming a lot more recently, as why I haven't been posting. But anyways, I am trans mask, and I've been out of the closet since I was 8, and I'm 15 now. I started socially transitioning in 2020. So I think this gives me the qualifications to talk about this guy. I've seen a couple of his videos. They really pissed me off. So let's just take a look at what he's got going on.
I'm tired of just seeing skinny trans men who fit perfectly into their binders. Perfectly flat, no lumps and bumps. What everyone wants. That's just not realistic for everyone, and that's
First of all, that's incredibly true. This person seems so chill. Very chill, very true. There are so many standards in the queer community that we don't talk about. And it's good that people are talking about them. Like how trans women are discriminated against and how people of color are not accepted so often. And of course, how there are double standards in the trans community that have a lot to do with weight and skin color and aesthetics. And it's so stupid. But yeah.
perfectly fine. Your chest does not define you.
What do you mean, what everyone wants? No one wants to see that.
Alright. Sorry about that. I had a message that was sent to me, so yeah. Anyways, let's get back into it.
This video screams, I identify as trans because I saw it online. I'm gonna transition to be a part of a community. And that's not healthy.
I think that it is unhealthy that a lot of people do transition for the fact that they want to be a part of a community. But that is not what this post is giving. They seem to be on testosterone, perhaps. They have a binder. And again, none of those things make a valid trans person. You could look like a cis chick, and you can still be, oh, why am I getting this? You could still be a normal trans person, you know? Because it doesn't fucking matter.
It's not healthy to transition for other people. It has to be for you. It should only be about alleviating gender dysphoria. Your chest definitely defines you. You have
That is such a misogynistic take. Your chest define you. No. This is self-hatred. This man encapsulates self-hatred in its finest. Every single post I see that he makes, it's just self-hatred. And it's just like, dude, that's so sad, you know?
breasts because you're a woman. So, and wearing a
Well, you weren't a woman before you transitioned.
binder that's too small won't change that.
How the fuck is that too small? I mean, I'm not a binder judger, but I don't know. Like, that looks fine to me.
Speaking of
My stomach shows when I wear my binder.
unhealthy, it's really unhealthy to wear binders that are too small. It's already uncomfortable when it does fit, so please find binders in your size.
The fat shaming that's trying to pretend to be like helpful advice is so funny. It's just like, what are you doing, dude? Like,
If you have to wear them.
I shoot my shot by looking like this.
the outfit kind of ate. Like, I don't know how I feel about the black part, but like the pastel blue with the pastel pink is kind of fire.
And breathing. If you can't take it from there, that's on you.
Why do these people look like this? I'm assuming this is a trans man who's wearing a dress showing off his big titties, has a full-size beard and all. I don't get it. Why go on testosterone in the first place? If you're already
Why do you fucking care? The crickets are absolutely crazy. Like, First of all, you shouldn't be assuming their gender. You don't know. I mean, fine, if you go on their account and check out and, like, figure it out. But, like, you don't know this person. And also putting their pronouns in parentheses is so disrespectful. It's just like, who are you to say this shit?
Already a woman and you want to wear dresses and show off your big titties, why would you?
Dude, a dress is just a longer shirt. Are you fucking kidding me? So is an oversized shirt a dress? Does that make me a woman? Oh, well, I guess you'd say that.
Identify as a man? No one can convince me that this person transitioned due to gender dysphoria. Oh, he was dysphoric about his...
Yeah. So gender dysphoria can be other things other than your breasts. But also, I don't personally know. I don't think that you need dysphoria to transition. Personally, I do experience dysphoria, but it's on and off. But I've wanted to transition before because I didn't hate myself. I was neutral. I didn't love myself. And I knew that if I didn't have the body parts I did, that I would love myself, you know?
His voice, and he wanted a beard, but he wasn't dysphoric about his breasts. No, that's not how it works. I wish
Who are you to fucking say that?
it worked like that because then I wouldn't need to get surgery.
See, he's just trauma dumping.
Well, surgeries I got to. What
Congrats.
people have to remember is gender dysphoria is not a choice. Gender dysphoria is a mental disorder. Dealing with a mental disorder is not a choice. If a woman deals with gender dysphoria, she feels dysphoric about her secondary sex characteristic.
I don't think that's necessarily true because, again, gender dysphoria can be about anything. It can literally, like...
The same thing applies to men, of course. All real transsexual men feel incredibly dysphoric about their breasts. I felt the most dysphoric about my breasts. Every single day when I took a shower, I had to look up at the ceiling because I couldn't... I felt so claustrophobic. I felt pain, basically. Emotional.
See, I get that, and I understand why you would think that invalidates other people because you went through so much pain in your own body. And it's just like, well, I had to go through this, so why isn't this person? But that's just self-hatred. That's naivety. You're projecting. It's hatred, you know?
Pain and getting top surgery, getting my breast removed, one of the best days of my life. And I could never in a million years, I couldn't even look at my breasts when I was alone. I could never post a video on TikTok where I'm showing them off. It is disgusting. And most importantly,
why is it disgusting? It's just someone else's experience. It's someone else's life.
it doesn't make any sense.
Like, what if I looked at you and I was like, your dysphoria is fucking disgusting. You're a disease. You're a virus. You're not a real trans man. And it's just like, who am I to say that? Just because I experienced a different experience, you know? It doesn't matter how long you've been out of the closet. Well, maybe. I mean, sometimes baby gays and baby trans don't have the best opinions because they haven't been out long enough to say. But that doesn't mean that they have invalid experiences. I mean, they're just as trans and just as human as I am. And maybe they're not trans. But that doesn't mean that their feelings of being trans didn't happen.
How can you be a trans guy if you're comfortable showing your breasts on camera and posting it online? Why can't you just be a woman then? They're choosing to be trans, and as a trans person, I'm offended. They're culturally
I'm not.
appropriating my mental disorder,
I'm sorry, I'm gonna move on.
and I'm not here for it. Mostly because they're the face of the trans community. They're apparently
No, they're not. I've never seen that person in my fucking life. That had what? 90-something views? Hello?
They're apparently representing people like me. Blair White, Bug Angel. But are they? To state the obvious, there's something about fake trans people making themselves look as ugly as possible. Why is that a thing? It's not.
I mean, I don't think it is. I think that this is alternative, perhaps. But I think people that are making themselves look as ugly as possible, it's also a social rebellion against people like you, who think that they're superior because they dress a certain way. Just because you're trying to emulate what a cis man might look like doesn't make you superior, and it doesn't make you any more trans than anyone here.
Not only fake trans people who do this, it's trendy to try to look as ugly as possible, and I think it's weird.
No, it's not. No, it is not trendy.
Appreciating real trans bodies, binderless edition. How would you know? You're literally a woman, a curvy woman comfortable looking like such. How's that real trans?
How do you know that? How do you fucking know that they're comfortable? You don't know this person. You don't know this person at all. Like, what are you... Okay. Sorry, I was checking if my mic was on. Frank, I don't understand. Nobody said that they're proud of this. Nobody said that they were proud of showing off their curvy body. They literally just said, hey guys, let's not set standards that are unrealistic. And also the fact that this bitch is, sorry, that's not nice. I don't know much about him. I don't know who he is behind the camera. The fact that this guy is talking about this and, assuming about them and frankly commenting on their body and putting words in their mouth is kind of weird. I think it's trying to push a narrative that isn't really there. But the fact that maybe straight, I don't know, actually, a white man that is skinny, seemingly so, is trying to push this thing like, oh, that's not true. It's just like, well, this isn't your thing to talk about, is it?
I think what she's saying is, she's naturally trans. She doesn't wear binders, she's not on testosterone. This is a real trans body, a real body. If you don't want to go through a medical transition, you're not trans. You're just a regular person. Good for you for embracing your body as a woman. I'm glad you're not wearing a binder. It's unhealthy and you don't need it. Trans mask here. Love my chest. Hate the social dysphoria. Trans men can't love their breasts.
Are you stupid?
Do I even need to elaborate? I don't think so.
Yeah, do you?
But it's interesting that you claim that you hate social dysphoria. So what you're saying is, you're uncomfortable with being perceived as a woman in society, in social situations.
Yeah, that's one of the most common trans dysphorias, social dysphoria, and like feeling that people are perceiving you for something that you're not. I mean, if you went out, would you want to be called a woman? No.
Well, it must mean you're trans. Or is it somewhat normal for women to feel this way? Let me put it this way.
I think that it could be normal. I'm not really in the mind of a woman because I'm not a chick. I do think that it's pretty popular for people to go through phases like the infamous I'm not like other girls phase because of like internal misogyny. And I think that that's a lot of why some folks think that they're trans, but they don't really go far enough. It doesn't last long enough for them to go, I'm actually a man. Yeah, this makes sense. Because there are feminine things that they enjoy. And there are parts of being a woman that they enjoy. Whereas with trans men, they can enjoy feminine things, but they don't enjoy being a woman. Especially if you're a trans man.
If you're a woman, a biological female, and you love your breasts, well, it means you're a woman and not a trans man, and therefore you don't need to transition. Lucky you. I'm jealous. I'm not just a guy with boobs, I also have terrible rhythm. Hashtag squishy. Listen, you're not a man with boobs. You're a woman with a mustache with boobs. You're not a man.
You do know that men have breast tissue, correct? You do know that, right? So if a man touches his breast muscle, and goes, I'm so quirky, or whatever, do you think that makes him a woman? What?
Man with squishy pecs. Those are breasts that only women can have. I can't with this community. I'm so glad I'm not a part of it. It's true, I'm not. I'm the devil. I'm the enemy. Just like Blair White.
Why are you so fucking fruit? I'm the enemy. Okay, dude. Alright, bud.
bug angel. As I said earlier, I was not comfortable looking at my own body for many years. Do you think I was comfortable touching them, poking them for fun? No. Do you think that's the case for other trans guys, like the real ones? That's why we transitioned. We're not living our lives as regular women. These people are doing this, are showing themselves looking like this to the world because they want to change our views about gender. They want to abolish gender.
I do think that we do need to change our views about gender because it is one of the most limiting and just stereotypical things that we have in our society. That's just like, come on guys, why are we still doing this? Why? There's no reason for this shit to still be around. Not only does it tear down the feminist movement, but it also just takes so many lives every single year. So yeah, maybe they're fake trans or whatever, but whatever they're feeling is real. Whatever sadness or dysphoria or pain they're feeling in their heart is real. And that doesn't mean that we should give every single person who claims to be trans surgeries and chemicals and haircuts and clothes. But it does mean we should give them a hug. It does mean that we shouldn't make TikTok videos harassing them. It's just not right.
And sex.
It's basic human kindness.
Make everything fluid and on a spectrum. They are aware.
Gender is fluid. I do believe so.
Of what they're doing. They know that what they're doing is weird, and if it's upsetting you that they're in your face.
I think it's kind of weird you look like Ben Shapiro. Does he have a love child?
Saying all these things 24/7, please remember, they're only doing this because they know they're lying. They know as much as we do that they're full of caca.
You know, we could say the exact same thing about you. So,
They know as much
it's not really a solid argument, it's just like a logical fallacy.
as we do that there are only two genders. They know the grass is green, but they want to convince you that the grass is purple. So they have to be up in your face.
Call me crazy, but that's also like, color is a relative thing. You know, yeah, I'm kidding.
24/7, making thousands of videos saying the grass is purple, the grass is purple. Woke activists in general are super aggressive.
Dude, why do you fucking care what the color of the grass is?
If you're right about something and you have the truth on your side, you don't need to be aggressive. You don't need to scream all the time. This is how reality is. This is how reality.
Yeah, but if people killed you because, even if you were wrong, if people killed me because I said, hey guys, the grass is purple, and I was killed in cold blood, I would fucking scream about that. Because even if I was wrong, that's not okay. That is cruel. That's inhumane. These are people. So you have to scream for your rights. You have to scream for what you believe in. You have to scream for freedom. You know? The fact that we get to live in a place where we often do get to transition is awesome. But we had to scream for that. We had to fight for that. There's so many events where people died. They lost their lives just so that you could come on the internet and say, yeah, they weren't real trans people. It's just privileged.
Reality is. So when these trans guys, women on testosterone who fake being trans, they're like, I can't even do it. I have nothing.
Congratulations.
Look at me. I'm a man with boobs. Look at me, look at me, look at me. It's because they know that what they're saying is bullshit. To everyone watching, frustrated, tired of these activists, just remember to smile, laugh at them and say, oh, you can keep saying this, honey, but the truth is still not on your side.
Oh, you can keep saying this, honey, but the truth is not on your side.
We should have more fun with these people. They already look like clowns, so shouldn't we feel entertained instead of feeling angry and frustrated? Thank you all
That's
for
how
watching.
I feel about you. That's how I... Okay. Next up, we're gonna be watching this one. I see some funny shit on TikTok. I do see some weird shit on TikTok, so...
My body simply existing is not about you, and there should be nothing wrong with that because my bulge is beautiful and so are you.
Okay, yes! Yes, girl!
The problem isn't that trans people exist. They decide not to get bottom surgery, not to get certain procedures done. The problem is that trans activists
Also, I kind of really like his sweater and glasses in this. What's his name? Hold on. Marcus? Okay. Marcus, I like your fit. It's kind of
claim
fire.
that a woman can have a penis and a man can have a vagina. That's not true.
People are really out here saying that
I'm not gonna say that, that's not nice.
trans Chuchi is the inferior product. I'm sorry.
What is... Okay.
We have the designer, expensive, bougie coochie. Like, you're telling me if someone says, would you like this free paper bag that came with my groceries, or would you like this $35,000 bag? You're taking the designer Birkin, babe, like, because...
Comparing all women's genitals to free paper bags, your chest definitely defines you. Isn't a good look.
You would literally do the same thing, King. But also, I don't think that's what she was doing. That's not it.
I have schizophrenia! I don't care.
I saw this video. It kind of made me giggle a little bit. This made me
It
cackle.
doesn't mean we live in squalor. And it doesn't mean you're a bully.
I'm not even a bully! You literally detonate me, misgender me!
Apparently it's not clear to people that I am mentally and physically disabled. I can't just go out and get a f***ing job.
It's actually very degrading and offensive to say, oh, I'm disabled, I can't do anything, I can act like a total asshole.
I mean, are you disabled? Are you in the spot where you can say that? Anyways. I saw the original. I couldn't find any more context, so I don't think that he did either, because, yeah. But again, it's impossible for even able-bodied people to get a job. Like, this bitch is on here doing it, and he's getting money. So, I mean, what makes you so fucking different than a freelancer? Like, I do think it's a little bit silly when people scream like that, instead of having a rational conversation. But again, some people cannot be rationalized. Like, some people you cannot get through to. And at that point, I think it's better to just walk away. But, sometimes emotions get big, and you don't know what to do with them other than just, let it out. And as a mentally, I wouldn't even say disabled, I have autism, and I have some other stuff that's none of your business. It can be hard to do things, but it is possible. But, I'm sure this person's doing fine now. That was just one snippet of their life that we saw. And with that, we cannot make assumptions on what they're doing and how they're doing.
My parents, who are actually sweet enough to take care of me, it's not an excuse. I know people who are disabled, physically or mentally or...
Yeah, guys, I'm about to shit talk them, but I have a disabled friend. Like, that's like saying, I have a black friend. Like, okay, and?
Both, they don't act like these people.
Let me give you a grammar lesson. Trans or transgender is an adjective. Same with tall, same with blonde, anything like that. But you'd never say, oh, tall women can only be called tall women. They can't be called women because they're different.
In other words, are you saying that men claiming to be women are the same as women who are tall because being tall as a woman is different?
Hey, are you... No. She literally just explained basic English. But I guess he is Dutch, so maybe it could be different, but still,
What's going on in society? I can't. The
Tell me
reason why
about
we
it,
call
brother.
tall women just women is because they are women. Trans women are not women.
Oh, Oh, I'm gonna do a backflip. I'm gonna do a backflip. I'm gonna do a backflip.
Trans women will never be real women. Wow, that was aggressive for no reason. What's a real woman? Well, real women can have children. I mean, there are a lot of cis women who can't give birth for a variety of reasons. Well, real women menstruate. Once again, there are lots of cis women who will not menstruate for a variety of reasons. Okay, how about this? Real women don't have facial hair. What are you talking about? A ton of cis women have facial hair. Well, real women have breasts. They don't have to put all this padding on their chest or get surgery. So first off, there are lots of cis women who are just naturally small-chested and who might choose to get some enhancements, which is totally up to them. Also, lots of women deal with things like breast cancer and have to have those removed. Are they less of a woman after those surgeries? Real women don't need stupid things like gender-affirming surgeries on their face. Many cis women will choose to have things like lip injections, Botox, rhinoplasty, which is completely their choice, and I don't see why you care if it makes them feel more confident. Well, this really seems to be like an insecure you problem. I would like you to work on that, thank you.
There is a difference between a woman who's infertile because of a condition, a physical condition, and then a biological man. Of course.
What? Can you sorry, I keep interrupting him.
First, women can have facial hair. But are you honestly gonna tell me that there's no difference between this and this? And are you gonna claim that both pictures are including women? Biological women? Not.
Hey man, no, I don't think that is. I think that facial hair is different for everybody. However, there is diseases or whatever, genetic things that can give women facial hair like that. But not that it fucking matters. Because it's hair. It's fucking hair. I think you'll be okay, dude.
Not insecure. They're just offended that woke activists who are claiming to be tolerant, inclusive, and woke, progressive.
I like to think that a lot of the LGBT and queer community is incredibly progressive and welcoming and inclusive. Dude, do you know how many, straight people are just in queer spaces, even when they're not wanted there, but nobody says anything because, they're fun to be around sometimes. It's just, when you come at us and you're looking for an argument, then, maybe we're not going to be chill. Maybe we're going to have a little bit of an issue. Hello? Bonjour?
Are now trying to erase women.
I think it frames my face really well. But it's, often used to invalidate my gender. And the truth is, every gender has body hair. People say the same thing about my arm hair, my leg hair, my chest hair. Whatever. Stop scrutinizing my body and the hair that it grows and just start being a better fucking person.
Your beard is not invalidating your gender. It's confirming it. You are a man. You're a biological male.
This is all natural. But that doesn't make me any less AFAB. I'm still all natural. But you saying that does make me feel a little bit better about my, gender. So, thanks.
It's the same thing. When I hear that both genders have facial hair, what I really hear is, I don't want to put any effort into my transition because I'm not gender dysphoric. So I'm just spreading this bullshit narrative and see if I can get away with it.
Oh, what? You were born with ovaries? You bleed every month? You have XX chromosomes? Yeah, that's cute. Tell me what other external factor that doesn't apply to all of you defines you. At the end of the day, you're out here thinking that trans women are making a mockery of you when it's the exact opposite. You are pretending that you know that you are a woman when the only people here who know that for sure are the ones who have put in the work to understand themselves. The trans women. You have put...
I think that this TikTok is a little bit hateful. I think that saying that somebody isn't a woman under any circumstance is not nice. I think cis women are women, trans women are women. You don't have to look into yourself to find that shit. Well, maybe if you're trans, but if you want to be a fucking chick, do it. Hello? This is excluding cis women. I don't think that's nice. Cis women have brought you into the world, and cis women could fucking take you out. Murderers, baby. But I do think that it is true that a lot of trans women put a lot more effort into understanding themselves and not excluding, but, getting rid of their insecurities than, cis women may.
Zero work in actually understanding yourself. You are only a woman because everybody else around you looked at these same external factors that you look at and said, seems like woman behavior to me. And you went, all right.
See, I don't know if this is taken out of context, but it does seem like it's just kind of lumping every cis woman into like a box, and I don't like that. But I mean, it can be true for some people, but again, everybody is different. Everybody is so unique. It's awesome.
The only person making a mockery of womanhood is you, because you do not fully understand what makes you a woman.
I think the essence of what she's saying is that trans women are more women than biological women because they have to make the effort. Biological women don't have to think about why they're women. They just are. And if you have to make any form of effort to look like a woman, to act like a woman, to live your life as a woman, it just shows that you're biologically not one.
Personally, I think that if someone already found you attractive, but then all of a sudden lost all interest in you because they found out that you're trans, I think that is transphobic.
Okay, the fit is fire in this. Well, I like the shirt, not the jacket. I don't know. I don't think that makes you transphobic. It's just a little weird because I've never heard of a story like that. However, I do understand people losing sexual or physical attraction to you if they find out you're trans because, it's different body parts at times and, it can be different. It's a different experience and, fuck, I keep saying but I don't know if you know.
My God.
And of course, all of the cis people are always going to come to the defense and saying that, well, that's their preference. That's not transphobic. Haven't we learned anything? If you're not trans, please don't tell trans people what is and what is not transphobic.
Hey, trans guy, I don't think it's transphobic. But also, I think that it is important to have cis folks' opinions on things so that we can evaluate from a different point of view. But it is important that we don't take it as necessarily fact right away and that we don't weigh it as more factual than a trans person. It's just, we need to hear everybody because everybody is human,
Oh, great. Well, I'm trans, and I'm gonna say you're full of shit. If that's how it works, I'm gonna tell you you're wrong, and it's not transphobic.
Tinder is full of transphobes. I just have to believe that, because if that's not true, then it just means that I'm not nearly as pretty as I thought I was, and I physically could not handle that. I refuse to believe that I am the problem because my mental health simply could not take it. So we're gonna say that they're being transphobic.
Okay, well, I'm sure that this is a joke because their username is Sunnyl Comedy, so it's obviously a fucking joke. However, I'm sure that there is a bit of truth behind it, but in that case, I don't think that should be in this video. It should be in a mental health video or something. So, it shouldn't be taken at face value. It's just not that simple.
That's what we're going with.
Most trans activists who are not even trans refuse to believe that they are.
Okay, where are you getting most? Can you show us more examples? Maybe it's just context clues, guys.
Part of the problem. And the reason why they have a hard time finding someone who wants to date them is because they're insufferable, not because they're trans.
Today I want to tell y'all
what?
How I could be the world's first pregnant transgender woman. Probably wondering, how can a transgender woman be pregnant if she doesn't have a uterus? Well, that's why you do a uterine transplant. A donor uterus would be planted into me, it would be fertilized, a baby would be born, and then the uterus would be taken out so my body doesn't reject it. And this procedure has already been done on some cis women, and 16 of them have been successful and babies were born from donor uterus.
Oh, it actually worked? Maybe it's because we're talking about biological women.
Can you shut the fuck up?
Who knows what will happen if you put a uterus into a man? I don't think that the...
What is with the transphobia? What is with the hatred? What is with the, zinger words? You're a man, you're a man. It's just oh my goodness. Okay, let's calm down. Let's just take a chill pill. Let's just hug it out, guys. How about that one?
The same for obvious reasons.
I am a woman. but I'm not a biological woman. Therefore, I had to put myself through plastic surgeries and body modifications alongside psychological treatment to be the woman that I am today. I've been looking into wound transplants.
Okay. And first successful uterine transplants happened in 2014 in Sweden, so that's less than a decade ago.
So, we're not talking about women getting womb transplants. We're talking about a man,
I don't even have anything to say.
Biological male getting something into his body that doesn't belong there.
Research is improving.
Dude, there's so much that goes into human bodies that aren't supposed to be there. Vaccines, birth control implants, you know, your fucking surgery that you had, top and bottom surgery. That shit ain't supposed to be there, but it can be. With a little bit of miracle, you know?
So just keep your eyes out, and then hopefully in a few years' time, both biological women and non-biological women are able to have safe and successful womb transplants.
Why can't he say, don't do it, ever? Don't do it in 2 years or in 10 years. Do not do it because it's stupid as...
Because he's not you. So...
I'm so much in touch with my femininity and my feminine side that I forget that I'm not a biological woman, that I can't have a child.
You forget that you can't get pregnant? Do you also forget that you can't even close your eyes or breathe through your nose?
I know exactly why
See, why are we mixing hatred with information? Like, it just disproves anything you have, because if you had solid evidence, you wouldn't need to be hateful. You know, you said that in your last video, or maybe it was this one. No, it was the last one, yeah.
Think the things that they do and believe the things that they do. It's because they hate themselves. They hate being women. They see being a woman and womanhood as inherently miserable and terrible and horrible and all those other words that just mean bad.
Women hate being...
I think that could be true in some cases, just like how this guy, you know, hates the trans community because he's just hated himself in the past. You know, self-hatred does so much for a human being.
Women, therefore they hate when men claim to be women. What?
Trans women are allowed to carry tampons to help out fellow people who menstruate. It is not a crime against humanity. Moreover, it's extremely helpful, especially to women who can't have tampons on them all the time, or don't. We're humans, we forget. I don't even use tampons, and I still carry them. Let trans women live.
So in other...
Okay, well, first of all, that was obviously a stitched video, so you cut out context, making this that you want to either put a spin on it or you want to take it out of context, which I think that is just inherently disrespectful to the video and the person in the video. But also, their take was based as fuck.
In other words, you think it's a good idea that men carry tampons when they're out in public and remind women that they're bleeding because women don't know that themselves and they're forgetting.
Where did you get that information? Where did you get that from that little video?
Forgetful, and men know better about their bodies.
Where did they say that? Where?
Oh my god.
So I was just picking up my vehicle from an oil change and the person came out of the garage and said, "What can I do for you, young lady?" I was like, "Lady, what do I do with that?"
What you do is analyze why it made you feel uncomfortable and then work on that. Go see a therapist. Just stop appropriating transsexuals' experiences. You're privileged, my friend. You can choose not to have those struggles that transsexuals
What the fuck are you talking about? I
have. That's your choice.
You are literally telling them not to be trans. Hello? Hello? Bonjour? What's going on here? Oops, I didn't mean to do that.
Transsexuals wish more than anything that we can have a choice not to feel dysphoric, not to have any transsexual struggles, but we can't. Because gender dysphoria is a mental disorder. It's not a choice.
You know what I don't get is why people still see me as a woman. What more?
Also, you didn't even finish that fucking video. Hello?
What could I be doing? I literally cut my titties off.
Well, first of all, I didn't really want to see that. There's a little bit unwanted nudity, but okay. Okay, slay.
I don't think I look like a woman. So why does everybody?
How about you try to be yourself?
You don't know this person. This is probably themselves.
Whatever that means. Stop being desperate for other people's validation.
The reason people want validation is because people like you exist. You know, there's hatred in the world, and they feel like they need to validate themselves because you will say, you're not real, if they don't.
Is your gender?
I don't understand that TikToker, what he's saying, so I'm just gonna move on.
It's a little bit complicated. Try to explain. My gender both is and isn't. Is and isn't what?
Real.
Yes. I feel all of them and none of them. So, like, gender fluid. Because that would mean it fluctuates. I feel all of them and none of them simultaneously at the same time.
That sounds like symptoms of multiple personality disorder.
No, it doesn't. You're fucking stupid. No. He seems... I'm sorry. That was an impulse. Just because you feel a lot all at once doesn't mean that you are multiple things all at once. It's more like, you know, it's a yarn ball. It's all complicated, and it feels impossible to even find the beginning, you know?
Binary isn't a real thing. Okay, so I took a look at your page. I see that you like soccer. What if I came up to you and said, soccer, not a real thing? It's just a whole bunch of rules kind of invented. Someone came up with it. It's not actually real. You'd be like, wait, what? What are you talking about? You'd say something like, of course soccer is real. Look, it's right there. It's people playing. Everyone understands it. Well, it's the same thing with non-binary. Just because it's a series of events that somebody clumped together and gave it a label doesn't mean it's not real. In fact, most events, identities, and situations on planet Earth have words that are made up.
You can't compare soccer to gender. I hate when people...
I mean, they just did. It's pretty simple, you know? Hello?
People ask me, you don't think that non-binary people are real? Of course they're real. And they're not invisible. They are very loud. But if a man is feminine or his way of expressing himself varies and is fluid, it doesn't mean that his gender is fluid.
But if you're refusing to date a trans woman...
Yeah, I think that is true, and I think that we need to stop assuming that feminine men are gay, or feminine men are trans, or feminine men are non-binary. But being non-binary does not mean that your gender is fluid, and it has nothing to do with femininity or masculinity. In fact, I think it has to do the opposite with it, you know?
Woman because you're afraid, not because you're not attracted to her, not because you don't enjoy who she is as a person, then I strongly encourage you to investigate how systemic transphobia has influenced your dating preferences.
Or people like you can respect that no means no. You do not have to justify why you don't want to date a certain person.
That is very, very true. I think no, it means no is a very true thing. But I don't think that that's the point that this individual was trying to portray. I think it was just a recommendation. Just like, hey guys, you know, look into this thing. That's all it was. If I tell you to look into oranges because you don't like oranges, that's not me saying that apples suck. You know, that's not me saying that oranges are what you're gonna eat and I'm gonna give you oranges. It was just like, hey guys, it's fine if you don't like oranges, but maybe you do and you don't know it. Just look into it. It'd be different if it was like, maybe you don't know if you like oranges. I'm gonna force you to like oranges. And that would be really fucked up, you know?
It's not only creepy, but it's extremely narcissistic to refuse to understand why people don't want to sleep with you. But being narcissistic and creepy are common themes within the woke community, so...
That's a really transphobic take. Really damaging, actually. It's people like this who gave you the right to transition, you know?
It shouldn't be that shocking.
Dating a trans woman makes a man gay. I mean, that makes total sense, right? Your girlfriend was a child at one point, and now you're a pedophile.
Wow, it's unbelievable how far these allies...
That was a crazy jump. I mean, I don't know if it was correct or not, but that was just an uncomfortably fast jump.
...allies would go to defend trans people. It's incredibly disgusting that we're now shaming men for not wanting to have sex with other biological men.
I don't think that's what's happening. I do think, well, sometimes, of course. But I don't think that makes you gay, you know? I don't know. It's really up to however the person wants to identify. If you want to identify with gay, then sure, you know?
You cannot compare the two because your age changes every year. Your biological sex will never change.
Girl, I remember one time I was using the bathroom. I got out of the bathroom and washing my hands. This lady walks in and she looks at me and she's like, is this the men's bathroom or is this the women's bathroom? Bitch, is this anatomy class or are you trying to share piss?
If it was anatomy class, you would definitely fail. Isn't it weird?
I think that question was actually low-key funny. But I think that they answered that kind of mean. I hope they didn't say that. I'd be like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know. They were probably just asking, but I don't know. I wasn't there.
That trans activism is now about protecting men over women and making men feel comfortable rather than women. All we can do about women.
Hey, let's just make everyone feel good. Let's hug hands. Let's hold hands and make out. Like, how about that one, guys?
Is calling them a slur, a turf, whenever they want to protect.
You're gonna. Turf is not a slur.
Their own rights. But trans activists are the progressive and tolerant ones.
May I have your name and pronouns, please? No, not those ones. The ones you were assigned at birth that don't fit anymore. I'm taking them from you. You're free.
Not living in reality does not make you free. It's quite the opposite. Being
Hey, are you fucking stupid? It was a joke!
non-binary is only valid online. So how are you a free person when you ditch reality and common sense, but it will make you feel free online? That's not healthy.
These are neopronouns, aka new pronouns, one of the many awesome options out there for people who don't relate to the traditional societal pronouns of he, him, she, her, or they, them. Lots of people use air pronouns, so let's practice using them in a sentence. A is so fun to hang out with. So fun to hang out with. I only met Air recently, but Air energy is radiant. And I know A is going to be...
I know, I messed up on the wrong part! And I know A is going to be a great friend.
It's so demeaning that they're like, I'm a good person, you're a bad person, let me teach you how to be a good person.
What? Where did you get that? They literally just taught us how to use pronouns. Do you think kindergarten teachers, when they taught us he, she, they, were saying, you guys are fucking stupid, you know that? You're dumb little cunts, you know that? With you. Like, no, they were just teaching us something.
Okay, is it okay if I touch you?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And what are your pronouns?
They, them.
She, they. I'm glad we exchanged those.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. Is it cool if I touch you?
Yes.
Am I in here? Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, I am.
Yes.
Cool. All right, so it's cool if I touch you.
Yeah.
My pronouns are she, they. How about you?
My pronouns are they, them.
Okay, cool. Like, what are your pronouns, by the way?
Oh, they, them.
Okay,
Thank
cool.
you for asking.
Yes. She, her. Okay,
Okay,
is
awesome.
it okay if I touch you? Yeah. All right, awesome.
How else are you going to cut people's hair?
People can change their minds. Personally, I've had experiences where panic attacks arise suddenly, and I wish people would ask if they could touch me. You know, I wish they would be like, hey, are you in the state where I can touch you? And I'm sure it might seem a little funny on camera, because no, they look fine. But you know, sometimes you don't know. You know? Also, I think it's just general human decency, and it looked like they had a pride flag in the back, so it's supposed to be a very inclusive space. So it's just like you're walking into there expecting different ideals, different things. I mean, it's a bit strange even to expect the norm. So, I don't know.
Via Bluetooth? Or do you want to charge your customers for cutting their own hair? What she's doing has nothing to do with wanting to respect others. It has nothing to do with trying to be more kind. She wants to...
Where did you get that? You literally just watched one. No, not one. You watched a couple of their TikToks. That's it. That you saw, 60 seconds of their life?
Show you how great she is. Not only is she desperate for attention and affirmation, she thinks she's better than you. She's a better.
See, this is there. He's trying to rage bait us. He's trying to put information into our head that's just like, the woke mob hates you and they're bad and horrible people. And it's just like, where'd they ever say that? Where did this come from, you know?
Person than you. Her TikTok videos are.
And I understand inferring things because I've done a lot of that in this video, and you could say that I'm a hypocrite. Oh, there's that. But I feel like a lot of it is common knowledge. But again, that's relative. So you pick and choose what you take to believe,
Are
you know?
tutorials on how to be a good person, and she's the teacher. People who are really woke constantly play this game called Who's the Most Tolerant Person in the Room. And here's how you win this game. You can't.
Hey, my name's Queenie and my pronouns are they, them. When I post about my
I like their hair. I like their hair a
gender
lot.
identity and my sexuality, when I say that I don't want any labels, that is not an invitation for you to speculate on who I am or what I am. It's not a guessing game for you to play over whether I'm a girl or a boy, about what's in my pants, or if I'm pan or bi or trixic or homoflexible or gray romantic.
What the fuck is trixic? Hold on. Oh, okay. That's pretty interesting. Wait, no.
Or anything else. You don't need to fully understand the nuances of gender identity or sexuality to know that each person knows who they are better than you ever will.
So when you post videos on the internet, you post videos where you talk about this thing you identify as, which is very unique and special. You don't want people to respond to your videos.
I don't think that's what they were saying. I think that they were saying, hey guys, it makes me a little bit uncomfortable. So if you could not, I would appreciate that. Which, of course, I'm sure that they know that that's not going to stop it. But it was just putting a boundary out there for anyone who did want to know. Like, personally, when I check a person's profile, I like to check for pronouns. Just because I put pronouns out there doesn't mean that everyone's going to follow it. But it does mean that the people who do want to follow boundaries can.
You don't want to hear what people have to say. What you truly want is to only get positive feedback. You can't control the feedback you get when you put.
How is there positive or negative feedback on a gender? That's just. There's transphobia, but like, I feel like that's just naivety.
Yourself out there. If you're wondering why so many people have an opinion, have a lot to say about what you identify as, about who you are, it's because what you identify as is political. It's sexist to believe that you as a woman can't be a real woman if you don't act like the women in the 1920s. People shouldn't question if you're non-binary. People should tell you straight up, you're not non-binary. No one is. You being a woman wearing.
I'm so tired, y'all. I'm so tired. I can't even. My eyes are struggling to stay open.
Goth makeup doesn't make you any less of a woman. Doesn't mean you're a third gender.
Hi, my name is Luce. I'm a trans and polyamorous therapist in Texas, and this is my therapy theme of the week. This week's theme honors Lesbian Visibility Week. As I myself am a trans lesbian, this is what I want to say about lesbians. One of the reasons why I love being a lesbian and I love lesbians is because we get to show the world that it is possible to love outside the dimensions of patriarchy.
Well, if lesbians have to sleep with you, love you, are they really fighting the patriarchy?
Yes, 100%. But although I don't think we should sleep with people just because it shows something or it pushes an ideology. But again, that's not what I'm saying they're doing.
We, with Sapphic Love, create an entirely different dimension, an entirely different way of loving people and living. And it's so fucking beautiful. It's as important as the sunshine. The world is a better place with Sapphic Love in it.
Tell me you're a creepy straight man without telling me you're a creepy straight man.
What?
There's nothing wrong with the actual definition of what it means to be a lesbian. In other words, there's nothing.
Wow, that's crazy. That's exactly what I thought it meant.
Nothing wrong with same-sex attraction. I know it bothers especially straight men so much that lesbians exist. No matter what you do, no matter if you put a wig on or not, try to change the definition of lesbianism.
I just looked it up, but also, it seems to bother you especially. It was just a chick talking about loving a chick, and you were just like, you can't do that! And it's just like, what?
You're both girls! Girls can't love girls! Girls can't love girls! Girls can't love girls!
You're still not gonna get picked. Women are still not gonna sleep with you.
My brain finally feels like my brain. I didn't realize how much was missing until it felt like these little estrogen pills were just cleaning off the fog on the glasses inside my head. And now I feel like my dysphoria has been largely mitigated.
What dysphoria? Bitch, you have no idea what it's like.
Do you know her? Are you living in her walls? Marcus, please tell me you're not living in her walls, dude. Oh my god. That'd be really weird. I don't even know any words.
And you will never know. Funny how you talk.
And you will never know. Like, you're trying so hard to be. You're zesty, dude.
Talk about white privilege, passing privilege. What you most definitely experience is no dysphoria privilege. It's impossible.
How do you know that? What?
For a biological male with gender dysphoria to identify as trans femme, non-binary, gender fluid, or anything in that lane. A male with dysphoria would do whatever it takes to look like the opposite sex, to alleviate the dysphoria. It's so easy to debunk that he deals with gender dysphoria. However, he might believe he deals with it because he might deal with some gender-related discomfort, maybe some internalized sexism. And it doesn't make sense to me that people like James claim that they're being their authentic selves, when in reality, all they've done is listened to their childhood bullies. Men can't wear dresses and be feminine. And then people like James are like, okay, I agree 100%.
Dude, that's literally what you say.
And you want to wear dresses and show off your big titties? Why would you?
Dude, a dress is just a longer shirt. Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm not a man. I am feminine. I want to wear dresses, so I must identify something else but a man. Because men can't wear dresses. How's that being authentic?
My body simply...
Again, do you know her? Do you know what her life is like? No, you don't. You genuinely, like... You're just some white guy on the internet, which is fine. You do you, babe. But you've gotta stop assuming that people are so different from you, because it's a huge world, dude. Like... I, for a long time, felt like nobody understood what I felt like, and that led to, like, I'm not like other girls complex. But I can see how that would lead to well, they're just fake trans complex, you know? I do hope that he can learn to experience femininity if he would like to. Editor Miko here again. I'm no longer sick. We're all good. But my camera died and my computer died at that moment. So I'm just giving like a little outro, I guess. I do hope that he can find the good things in life that aren't sitting online on the internet and talking about how much you hate innocent people. I hope that he can go outside and touch some grass. Even though I'm sure he'd say the same things. Oh, okay, I think someone's hashtag coming into my house. I'm home alone. Hold on.